Because of the shutdown, the FAA is cutting 10% of flights.
It's ridiculous. I don't know.
I guess at this point, I would say if Judicial wants to get started, you can. If I get a quorum before we leave, fine. If that doesn't happen, then I'm fine with the stuff going to Ways and Means. Anybody disagree in the room? As a legislator, the rest of you can't disagree.
Ben, that's probably the smart one.
Okay, thanks. Tom, you're up.
All right, thanks, Ben.
I don't know if we might not have a forum.
We do.
Oh, no, we do.
That's why I said it.
If you would join me in the pledge of the flag, and we'll call Judicial Public Safety to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation.
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, as far as our quorum here, members present, we have Aileen McNabb Pullman. Mark Strong, Ben Vitale, myself, and Amy Sargent is excused. First order of business is to approve our minutes from October 14th.
I'll move it.
Second part.
In a second, any discussion on the minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes approved. No appointments to this month. And that will move us right into, we'll start with department reports. We'll start off with 911 Center, Denise Fabler.
Good evening. Good afternoon. I'm gonna send a handout around. If we could just take one and pass it.
I already got the handout.
Oh, you, yeah.
Thank you.
Lights on the bar.
Okay, good evening. You have my report. I'll kind of highlight the staffing update. We do have 3 dispatchers that just completed basic dispatch school. So they started their practical floor training on Monday. So that's usually another 12 weeks before they'll start a discipline. We have interviews scheduled for November 17th and 18th for the final 4 vacancies to get those positions filled. We did just receive another resignation from a full-timer, so she will be coming back part-time to reduce our hours. Backup center, I did send an update on that, and I did send an update on the grant projects. Then I have just 2 resolutions.
Want to go right into JP1? I'll introduce that one. Authorizing the chairperson of Cayuga County Legislative and the Cayuga County 911 Administrator to accept a SFY 2025 Next Generation grant for the implementation of a new NG 911 telephone system, recorder, and associated connectivity.
I'll move that.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? JP1 is carried. That will move us, we'll go to actually JP4. JP4, I believe that's the part-timer that you were just alluding to in your report. The authorization to fill 1 vacant part-time emergency services dispatcher position due to a resignation.
So part-timers for us essentially offset overtime. They choose every first of the month, we post open shifts for the next month. that will either become mandatory or they can choose to pick up those shifts. So they're really just, they save a lot of money on overtime costs, but they are very limited on the amount of hours they can work. So, but we use them to fill in all of our gaps with open shifts.
So I entertain a motion to put it on the floor for discussion.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Motion second. Any further discussion with JP four?
Denise, I already asked you this question, but I want it on the record for everybody.
Sure.
This person will actually be able to go right to work without any training or anything. She just comes in,
Yeah.
signs up for a shift and goes right to work.
She's our full timer that was scheduled to come back from a medical leave in January. Yeah, so she'll just slide right into the part-time position.
And this is, the cost savings due to, versus paying a full timer over.
Yeah, part-timers essentially make $26 an hour, I think, rather than paying time and a half on overtime.
Did you say you just lost somebody? They just-
We did. This year's been tough. And that's why I did a staffing analysis too, to really get a kind of a big picture of our staff. I did that for a couple of reasons. I did that, one, because we've lost some people this year that we didn't expect. And two, I know you guys are looking at a tight budget. So obviously, as a department head, we're concerned about cuts. And we, while we try to understand, we also know what it takes to make our operations as effective as possible. So this is kind of a workload analysis, and I had to use numbers from 24 and 25 because obviously we're not through the full year of 25 for me to pull those stats. So this really is going to show you where we are. We have 21 FTE, and really based on our center size, call volumes, radio traffic, and the amount of talk groups that dispatchers manage, we really should have 24 FTE. So we're already understaffed. So I do get concerned thinking about positions getting cut. And I also see the burnout. Burnout used to be, 15, 20 years from a dispatcher. And now, because they're working so much overtime and being mandated so much, that burnout's real, and it's happening, 6, 7, 8 years. So those are things that we really, as leaders, have to be conscious of with our employees. Because, everybody knows a happy employee is a more productive employee, and they're stressed and tired and burnt out. That's not always the case. So just for your information, I really wanted everybody to kind of get a big picture of our staffing, and really we're working on 30% higher than we should be, based on standards. And this is a nationally certified staffing program that I base this off of. So I think I lost train of thought. What?
I was just, you just found out about this person. leaving.
Yeah, so I'm sorry.
Okay.
So this year I kind of looked at what our losses. We had one retirement that we expected. We lost 2 to private sector. So when I've done some kind of studies on the new generation and their desires, and they don't always think like we did when we started employment. They're not looking at retirement. They're looking for instant gratification. They want money and they want time off. And unfortunately, this position, it's a good paying position, but time off is hard, and they're working nights, weekends, holidays. People don't want to they don't want to do that anymore. So private sector is a lot more enticing today than it was, and it's more competitive. We've also lost 2 who, created families and realized that these hours are not, good for their families. So it's been a tough year, really tough year for my staff.
You'll come back to fill that one.
I tried to do that this month. But yeah, it was pulled.
I didn't know that, so I was
Yes,
curious.
yes, it was pulled at the personnel committee meeting.
Gotcha, okay.
Yep.
I was curious about that. All right, thank you.
Legislator Vitale.
Question, statement, I don't know how you want. If I were sitting here as a board of directors for a private business, I would probably ask you 2 questions.
Mhm.
Where are you with your overtime budget? And where are you with your part-time budget?
So our part-time budget is low because we just actually hired 2 new part-timers. So we were pretty low on part-time help the beginning half of the year. Now it's picking back up. So you're going to see our part-time budget is going to come in with some surplus for back into the general fund. Our overtime budget, we are going to exceed our overtime budget and my forecast is probably 40,000. But you're also going to look at my full-time salary line, and we're going to have a surplus in that of probably 300,000.
Where do you think your surplus in your part-time is gonna, how much is this?
Our surplus will probably come in about 20,000.
Thank you.
Yeah, yep. I lost my train of thought, what I was gonna
Fine
say.
with me.
Yeah, okay.
Good with me.
So you asked a good question, was I gonna fill it? So my goal was to fill that this month. And part of that is because when we do a training class, for example, right now we have 3 that are on the floor training. This class started out with 6. Then one decided that she didn't want the job after she started to go through the background process. Then one failed the background process. So then we were down to 4. Then we had one fall asleep in the beginning.
Yeah.
So that now we're down to 3. So when we start a class out, I really wish that we could bump that class up to 6, 7 people. Because we know inevitably it's not going to stay that way. But we don't have that many positions budgeted to do that. And we can't make positions up. So if I would have had that one filled this month, we would have been able to start a bigger class. But now we're going to have to we'll probably hold off on the class a month so that we can get all these people in there. Because we know inevitably starting with 4, we're not going to end with 4.
Right, makes sense. Thank you.
Anyone else? Any legislators on the committee, not on the committee? So, hearing none, it's on the table, I guess, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? GP4 is carried. Anything else?
They said I exceeded my 5 minutes back there.
All right.
Thank you for,
Yeah, and if you have any questions on what I sent you, I didn't want to delve into it too much here because you hadn't seen it yet. So if you have any questions, just, reach out.
thank you.
Yep.
All right, next up, we'll go to assigned counsel. Going to training in Oswego tonight, but in his place, we have Brooks.
Afternoon, everyone. So I know that Lloyd sent out our report. No new information that isn't on there, but if anyone has any questions.
Anyone, any questions?
Nope.
Hearing none, I guess we'll let you off fairly easy. Thank you for attendance.
Everyone have a good evening.
Thank you.
Moving right along, next up, district attorney.
A little longer than that.
Good evening, everyone. You have my report. We had a busy grand jury session September and October. 25 cases we indicted in September, 26 in October. Our diversion traffic program, our new program is up and running. In about the 2 months that we had it up and running, we had an increase in revenue about 15,000. So that's good. It's becoming very popular and people are starting to take that course pretty consistently, which is great. We are really into our statewide targeted reductions in intimate violence grant, which is great. I really commend our Strive prosecutor. She's really taken the reins along with the law enforcement agencies to get this program up and running. It is a brand new initiative across the state through the governor's office. We're one of 20 counties in upstate New York to get chosen for it. And it's a lot of work the first year to get it up and running. And she's been doing an excellent job. So I really do have to commend her. It's been a lot for her, but she's very experienced. She has over a decade experience as a domestic violence special victims prosecutor. So she's perfect for that position. We are also informed by DCGS that we'll possibly get more funding through Strive next year. So we'll wait and see when the contract comes in and what that funding looks like. As well as we were told to apply there's a potential technology grant through DCJS. We already have it budgeted for our body cameras and our Westlaw. But this is possible funding that could supplant what we have currently in the budget, which would be great. Because we do have to pay significantly for the body camera programs. So let's see. I believe that is all that I have update wise, and I don't have any resolutions.
Does anybody have anything for district attorney?
Just, did you want to mention the one that you got?
Oh, yes. I just received a letter on November 4th from the Office of Victim Services. They're awarding us an additional $55,000 in grant funding. We initially lost funding through OVS because they just made cuts across the state, given the federal issues. And I worked with DCGS and they agreed to, a DA's office needs a victim advocate. We can't function without one. So through Strive and Give Grants, DCGS agreed to fund that position for us. And now, surprise, November 4th, we now have funding for a victim-centered support staff member. So that's great news for us. I will have to rework one of the duties of one of the support staff members in order to fulfill the needs of this grant, but it is doable.
Very good.
So. Anything?
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
Riley tonight, moving along probation. Mr. Thomas, again, he is training also. He is in Waterloo tonight. However, he did, I told him I would take any questions from the legislature for him or relay them to him, or he can, follow up with him, anything that we may have. Actually, he did originally have one resolution, but we did pull that one, so that was. Oh, and next moving along, the sheriff is out today, and in his place, we have under sheriff.
Evening, everybody.
Oh,
You have the sheriff's report. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just open up the floor to any questions you might have on that. If not, we have one resolution, JP3.
Nobody has any questions on sheriff's report? Well, this will go right to the resolution. JP3, authorizing the sale of a 2017 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD crew cab to the Cayuga County Soil and Water Conservation District.
I have a ton of questions about this.
What's that?
Just kidding.
Well, you wanna know what color it's got, how many miles, what kind of tires it has on it?
I
Does
have
the
no question
tailgate
about
work?
this. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say all of those things.
Passenger side window doesn't go down.
Right, I was wondering.
Gonna let him off easy, huh?
Oh, okay, no question.
So I'll entertain a motion.
I'll
Second. I second it.
Second, all right, motion and a second. Any discussion on? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, soil and water is.
Doug shaking his head no.
No, I'm like. Use it. You can use it.
All right, next, Deborah Dennis, stop DWI.
I didn't have anything on my report, but there are just a couple of things I'd like to mention. I did submit the annual Stop DWI plan. I'm just waiting. And basically that is just spend our local DWI fine money. Also with our Finger Lakes radio contract, those commercials are still running and the sheriff and district attorney have both agreed to to record live on-air interviews with that radio station on November and the end of December. This is time for the holidays to reiterate the message. A couple of other things, just in addition to the local fine money we get, I just wanted to mention a couple of things that the foundation does statewide. Right now, there's a partnership with the New York State Governor's Traffic and Safety Committee that I've sent out to all the local school districts. It's a free educational program they can apply for. It would either be a Save a Life Tour, which is the nation's leading impaired driving prevention program, or a impaired driving simulator program. And that would be, they can apply for that and then actually go to the school and they would set that up for the students to learn for the day. So I've sent that out and hopefully some of our districts will apply to have that educational opportunity free in their school. One other thing, when I was at the annual Stop DWI meeting last month, we did get updated Shattered Live books that I'll leave here. Any of you are interested. We've had these books before. This is an updated one that was just done this past year with a lot of just information through family perspectives who've been affected, along with some information and statistics and things like that. So it's interesting. It's a lot of information. It's heartbreaking to read some of the stories. There are some local, at least one local one in there as well. It's an older story, but it's still a good reminder of the important work that we do here locally. And that's all I have.
Anybody, anything for?
I could. Oh,
go ahead.
Go ahead, you were.
I just wanted to thank you for all of the work that it took to get Student Government Day
Oh.
organized and ready. I kind of want to offer an apology on behalf of probably all the legislature that, I feel as though we contributed to a level of disorganization probably for your teachers and those students. I think that in the future, whoever's in charge of these meetings, hopefully you have a lighter agenda, because the point is to educate the students. And I did feel like this year the students were sort of last, a kind of a last thought on the day, and they should be the first thought of the day. So I just wanted to point that out, and hopefully next year in preparation for this, we can all collectively decide to help the chair, with this schedule, with this agenda, because I think that students can benefit far more than they did that day. And I've seen it run very successfully in the past. But I wanted to say that you've done an outstanding job. I know there's a lot of logistics and everything, so we appreciate it.
Thanks. And the agenda was long. I get that. I mean, I sat with students from Cato and they were very interested in the meeting. I know some students were hungry and waiting, but I did send out, I've gotten some feedback so far, not a lot, but I'll share the feedback when I get it. I did send a survey out with a short survey for the first time in the 3 years I've done it, just to see if there's something that can be done differently, what their best part of the day is, what their least, favorite part of the day is, any suggestions. The few that I've had, their favorite part of the day was the legislative meeting. So I think people did get to see some information where, a couple years past, maybe they were a little more not as, exciting or didn't know what was going on. But I think students that got to participate really got to see, a lot of different sides of the meeting. So I don't think it was all a bad thing. Just
Right.
it was a long agenda.
It was just long. Yes.
I'd like to echo your comments as far as, fine job on the coordination of all the schools and the students and everything like that. And again, I agree, it was a tough agenda that they sat through, and I hope they got positive things out of it. But
They liked the lunch too. So Amanda always does a great job with the menu. So thanks.
let's finish strong.
First of all, I'd like to echo both legislators on their comments. I agree with that. I do have one request. The program that you're thinking about taking out to the schools, if Marie should be involved, if would just give me a heads up so that if I can clear my schedule enough, I can
Absolutely.
down and attend it
Okay.
at the school.
Okay. Yeah. They have to apply by, it's the first part of December. Hopefully they do that. I mean, there's no guarantee, but it's free
If they
education.
do great, I would enjoy trying to
Yeah,
make it.
along with that, I think the rest of the body, if they have a school that you're, that I think they'd like to know as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. I'll leave these here. I have
I definitely-
plenty more copies.
Yep, I want one.
As well.
Motion for adjourn?
Move it.
Second.
Second, third,
All in
fourth,
favor?
quadruple.
Aye.
Ben, you got any people wandering through the door?
I didn't see anybody. I apologize, you guys.
Here, hand one down to Ben if you want
There
to.
you go, Ben.
Get to be.